Namaskar, I'm Vaidya Piyush Juneja, practicing Ayurveda from last 17 years. And as far as my topic is concerned, that is Ayurveda pharmacy related to the classical medicines. From last 17 years, we have seen in Ayurveda practice, as far as medicines are concerned, there are two predominantly categories. One is the classical, another is the proprietary. And as we practice in an urban cosmopolitan population, sometimes we have challenges in terms of practicing the classical medicines as well. However, there are ways out of that. We have also started a platform, indianvedyas.com, where more than 1 lakh Ayurveda doctors and Vadyas are connected to us across India, and some international aspects are there. Some international locations are also there from where they are connected to our platform. And we keep on getting that feedback about the various aspects regarding the Ayurveda practice in India predominantly and other part of the world as well. And we have also seen in our journey of Ayurveda that gradually the acceptance is growing significantly. In fact, the young generation is very much motivated and positive about practicing Ayurveda, which was not the case a couple of decades back. So I think that is a positivity which we are seeing, and on a platform also we are seeing the traction and overall the acceptance, specifically the classical practice of Ayurveda is concerned, the classical medicines are concerned. Now we need to convey this to all of you, and as per our experience and as per the platform we are managing, and we keep on getting the feedbacks from Ayurveda doctors, Vadyas community. Several leading brands of Ayurveda are connected with us across the country, from North India as well as the southern part of our country, and we keep on getting their inputs, the research team, and everywhere. In nutshell, we need to understand some basic aspects as far as Ayurveda practice is concerned, and with respect to my topic, which we'll be talking, the classical medicine. So there are few aspects which we need to understand. One is very important, the compliance. See, sometimes we need to understand there are cultural practices, there are certain ways in which the acceptance is sometimes challenging. For example, in North India, especially like we practice in Delhi NCR, there are young millennials like suffering from certain issues. And when we sometimes give them kashayams or gritams, the compliance is not that much. But now, as some companies are having the kashayam tablets or gritam soft gels, in fact, specifically from southern part of our country, and we appreciate these kind of dosage forms because the compliance is better. Because ultimately, end of the day, the classical medicine, the practice of classical medicine is the core of Ayurveda practice, the basic fundamentals of Vatpit, Kaph, Strotas, Dhatu, and all other aspects we can easily correlate with the classical medicines in many ways. Although we are not denying the importance and significance of proprietary medicines, patent formulations, the contemporary practice, and all. In fact, we do a very significant ratio in our practice as well. But classical should always be there. That is our take from last 17 years, and after communicating and interacting with thousands of Vadyas across the globe. And we need to understand that it was written thousands of years back, and there can be certain adaptations, there can be certain adoptions, there can be certain aspects which we need to understand by this era. And if we can like sync, or if we can infuse those, I think the classical medicine will definitely has so many aspects and so many benefits. So the first aspect which we clearly mentioned about the compliance. The second aspect is as far as the availability and the potency. So availability means there are certain classical formulations where the raw material in the native form is not available, and sometimes the herb, the quantity, because in extract form there are some, like the companies are having the extract formulations, the extract forms are still sometimes manageable in certain regions, geographical regions. or it can travel to certain other geographical regions as well. But when we talk about the classical medicine, when we talk about preparation of the churnams, preparation of kashayams, we need the raw herbs in a natural form, in a native form. So sometimes that challenge also we see as far as the classical practice is concerned. However, if we promote the medicinal plants cultivation, contract cultivation, thanks to the government of India, several schemes are there. The medicinal plant board is there. So that is one challenge which we see when we practice the authentic classical Ayurveda. But I think gradually that is also getting improved, and eventually we will be having access to certain herbs and certain raw materials in the native form. That is very, very important. The third aspect is the potency. So sometimes there can be an argument, and that is scientifically validated as well, that the potency sometimes in the raw form, in terms of the powders or in terms of the kashayams, can be challenged, or can be sometimes overpassed by the concentrated form of extracts or tinctures, or many other aspects are there. However, if we see scientifically as well, so when we pulling out certain extracts, sometimes with certain plants and certain herbs, the potency is not that much when we practicing the entire herb, or we say the full spectrum of that particular herb, rather than getting an isolate compound. So both have their own benefits, merits and demerits. So we are not criticizing any practice here, but we just want try to convey that whenever sometimes a herb is required in the complete format of their alkaloids, of their ingredients, of their entire spectrum, I think in that way also classical have an edge. Now we also need to understand, as far as classical practice is concerned, there are so many other forms which are available, and specifically as we are practicing Ras Shastra as well. So in Ras Shastra, again, the classical way of preparing bhasmas, ras oshadhi, swan yogs, all these are very much scientifically validated, and also equivalent to the nano medicine or the nanoparticle form of certain metals, certain minerals. However, again, the contemporary or the maybe the modernized version of that is several companies are putting those bhasmas or those rasas and the other classical preparation of Ras Shastra into a capsule or sometime a tablet as well, which is again is a part of a compliance. So, for example, if somebody is putting a particular bhasma only or a particular ras only in a capsulated form, rather than a Vaidya preparing his or her own pudiya. So I think that is also acceptable until or unless the basic nature of that particular ingredient has not been modified, has not been changed as far as the capsulation is concerned. So we need to, I think, be on that aspect that yes, classical is required, classical is very much significant, and we have seen when we are practicing classical medicine, it is definitely getting synchronized with the fundamentals. Now the very important part, the next part is the academics. So when we understand the academics, the DNA of the academics, as far as predominantly the Indian subcontinent is concerned, maybe the India as a country is concerned, the Ayurveda colleges, the teachings, the faculty, the students, UGs, PGs, scholars, predominantly maximum right now are focused on the classical learnings, the teachings, the medicines being taught and being administered. However, gradually, many colleges and many faculty and clinicians are also adopting the contemporary or the proprietary patent medicine or the way of practicing Ayurveda in the contemporary way, which is again, as we said, that is fine, and which is should be there along with the classical medicine in a optimum ratio, in an optimum combination as per the sometimes patients, because sometimes there is a challenge, especially in the private practice, that the patients will tell you on their will tell you on your face that they will not take any particular powder, kind of a churnam for them. It's a powder that it is like having bad taste, or they will puke after having this, they are not able to take this, or specifically the kashayams or dhitams. Then what you will do, you will not withdraw the patient, you will definitely go for another form of medicine, sometimes the proprietary or patent formulations. So at least they will get the Ayurveda, they will at least have the Ayurveda in their treatment, and it will definitely benefit them as well. So many brands, so many leading brands as far as the proprietary and patent medicines have concerned, they have established as a good solution in terms of providing the therapeutic benefits. Clinical trials, clinical research is there. So again, as far as the topic is concerned, definitely we are there to promote and to motivate all the young Ayurveda doctors, Vaidyas, to focus on classical practice of medicine. As I know, I'm not that much, maybe I can say, aware about Krishna Kumarji, but whatever I know about him, he was also very much in terms of guiding the students, the young doctors. There are very few gurus, acharyas, or people like him who have openly, uh, as I said, that disseminated or replicated or duplicated their knowledge to the younger generation, which I have seen in couple of events when I met him, and I have seen his open mindset that he was very much flexible and very much open to share all the like you can say the success stories or the case studies or the as far as the knowledge is concerned, because people like him always motivate us, all of us, to way to take it forward way ahead in terms of practicing is concerned. So thanks to him for that kind of mindset, which the legacy will continue moving forward, and the younger generation will be motivated and will be uplifting that entire fundamentals which he started. So we need more people like him in this era so that it will be replicated. Coming back, the final summarization of my topic is, as far as the classical medicines are concerned, again we need to understand there are various dosage forms as per the fundamentals, as per the patient compliance, as per the availability, and as per the affordability also. Sometimes we need to customize the Ayurveda practice. Sometimes it also happens that the blinded form of medicines, or if any Vaidya is preparing their own medicine. So there is one more challenge with classical is, especially in the cosmopolitan populations, people do not encourage the loose practice of Ayurveda. They want the packed medicines. They want, although in Ayurveda we need to do the customization, we need to prepare pudiyas and we need to give them as per our permutation and combination, because Ayurveda is a customized practice. Each individual is different for us, and accordingly we need to prepare their medicines, which is again fine, but sometimes it has a challenge. So I request all the Vaidyas and Ayurveda doctors who are doing classical practice, the solutions are also there. You can create your own brand, you can create your own labels, and you can create your, as an Ayurveda doctor, you are officially allowed to do that. So please do not do any kind of a blinding. You can always write the ingredients on prescription and all the the pack, the pudiya, or maybe whatever you are giving. So at least mention whatever you are giving to them, at least convey them whatever you are giving to them, what are the ingredients. You can have nice labels. Once you grow a bit in your practice, you can always do branding, you can always do labeling, you can always have your own products also get registered if you have that kind of insight and knowledge. So these challenges are there as far as classical practice is concerned, but if you address those challenges with these kind of solutions, I think people accept that and people understand that yes, Ayurveda is a customized system of medicine. We need to prepare the medicines of the patient as per the customization fundamentals, and that will come in these kind of packaging forms, or maybe sometimes it is like not a particular typical branded or proprietary or labeled product, but yes, the medicines are there. We are preparing as a Vaidya or a trained pharmacist in our pharmacy, and everything is being informed and being conveyed to the patient. So that is a very important point in an Ayurveda classical medicine practice, which we understand, and we should involve all of them together in this. So in a nutshell, I want to just summarize, and we will be definitely talking more in the event and which will be going to happen in Coimbatore from 18th to 20th of August this month. So we will be definitely talking more on that in the discussion. And well, as we have seen from last 17 years, and interacting with thousands of Ayurveda doctors and Vaidyas, that Ayurveda classical medicine practice should definitely be infused in each and every practice and each and every clinic. The dosage forms can be modified as per the compliance. There can be a selection of medicines as well as per the geographical locations and again the availability and the affordability. But yes, classical medicines are definitely there. They are infused and intact with the Ayurvedic fundamentals, be it the Prakriti, be it the Dhatu, be it the Srotas, be it the Panchmahabhut, anything which you want to correlate, please let's promote this more and more, and let's ensure that each and every Ayurveda doctor and Vaidya should practice classical medicine in whatever the ratio they want to. That is perfectly fine because we understand the modalities. We understand, being a private practitioner of Ayurveda, that people love to have syrup, tablets, capsule, and these kind of medicines rather than the classical formulations, which we understand completely. But if we convey to them in a way, in a scientific way, and if we convey the importance of taking classical medicines, many of them definitely get agreed, and they also infuse that in their prescriptions. They allow us to prescribe them along with whatever other forms and like methods are there. So thank you so much, and definitely we are looking forward to interact with all of you in the event and after that as well as per the availability. Thanks.